half an hour of business, and I wonder, Francis, if the student unrest is filtering into the business arena?
Well, businesses certainly have to respond. We know some of the labs were closed the other day, but right now this is a political issue that I think we're all watching very closely, and we hope to bring you some of the iconic images today of masses of students crossing over the Nelson Mandela Bridge. Quite incredible scenes, and we're going to bring you visuals now of what happened earlier. Vibhakshani and Peter told you about that gathering outside Luthuli House in town, the ANC's Gwede Mantashe among the students, and he heard the memorandum. They wouldn't allow him to address the students, but he heard what they had to say. Students have since dispersed from the Joburg CBD, and they are heading to Wits University. That's where we find reporter Nozintombi Mia. Let's cross to her and get a picture of what's happening right now. And Nozintombi, where are you? What can you see at the moment?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Francis. I'm standing here at the Wits University outside Senate House, the epicenter of where the student protest began. And we saw about 30 minutes ago a large number of the students that had gone to the Luthuli House to protest starting to make their way back to Senate House. I'm not sure if you can hear the music in the background. It's the students singing and chanting, keeping their spirits up. You know, when they came up here, they were quite tired, they were thirsty, but they had an air of jubilation, an air of triumph that they went about their way. They handed over the memorandum. It was a successful march on their part, and they managed to get back here, back onto Senate House grounds, safe, without any incidents, and with them having delivered the message to ANC, to Luthuli House, to say they do not want any fee increment.
It has been peaceful, disciplined, students picking up rubbish along the way as they make their way back to Wits University, apparently. What is expected tonight and tomorrow, Nozintombi?
Well, what's expected tonight is that the students will carry on with the singing to keep their morale up, and in about an hour they'll get a chance to then decompress, to have something to eat, have something to drink, and then about 7 o'clock, 7:30, they'll then start with their study program. So that they started with their study program about 2 days ago, just in preparation for the exams that are expected to happen in about 2 weeks' time. And we've heard from the SRC leaders here at the, we've heard them saying that as much as they are protesting and they want to get their demands met, they'll make sure that their students are also prepared for the exams as and when the exams happen. So if it happens tomorrow that the issue of the fees is resolved, the students will also be on par to be able to write exams within the allotted 2 weeks' time.
So, Nozintombi, the students that you've spoken to, are they still willing and very keen to write the exams, to get back to the normal program for this year?
Undoubtedly, the students that we've spoken to are definitely defiant. They certainly want to make sure that they get no fee increment, but at the same time, they're equally concerned with their studies, and they want to make sure that they pass at the end of the year. They pass these recent exams. They don't want to see themselves in a situation whereby the protest has impacted on their studies, on their academics. So they're making sure that in as much as they're part of the protest, they're also studying. They're making sure that they're keeping their studies up, to make sure that there is absolutely no disruptions in their schooling, in as much as they are continuing with their protest. So it's certainly quite an interesting air from the students. They remain resolute. They want a no-fee increase, but at the same time, they will continue to study to make sure when the exams do come around the corner, they are prepared for those.
Thank you very much, Nozintombi Mia at Wits University. And of course, we'll keep you up to date with everything related to these protests and a meeting at the Union Buildings, students to be addressed by President Jacob Zuma tomorrow. Of course, this is all put